everybody. Welcome back to our channel. It's your girl, Bex.
And I'm Carly.
And we're here to deliver content to unlock your mindset and actions to be limitless. Don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe. And like we always say, ring the bell notification so you can be notified when we're dropping gems just like this. And if you're on our podcast, welcome back to Be Limitless Unlock. This is our third episode.
Awesome. So this week's episode, we are going to be covering how CrossFit are working to improve female body image and confidence. And myself as a CrossFitter, Bex is going to ask me a load of questions about this. No idea what questions he's going to ask, but we're just going to kind of touch on an article that we read in stylist.co.uk, and they're just talking about how women are finding the experience and the confidence that they're gaining from doing CrossFit.
Yeah, man, I'm excited for this one. It's a bit random, but I've wanted to do a little bit of an interview with you anyway, just regardless. So how did you first come across CrossFit?
It was by accident. So I was literally flicking through. I mean, you know me, I've done football, karate, MMA, K1, you name it, loads of different things. Stopped playing football, didn't do anything for a while. And I was like, oh, I don't like not doing anything. So I started to go back to the gym, and I was just doing bodybuilding at the time. And then I literally just flicking through Netflix. I was like, oh, I don't know what to watch. And then I saw these two faces at each other as a man and a woman, like they were yelling at each other. It was called The Redeemed and the Dominant. I was like, what's this? And I said, let me just have a look. So I clicked on it now, and then I was just like, wow, what is this? This is incredible. And then I got hooked. I was Googling CrossFit in Luton, found a box, messaged them. I was watching videos, YouTube, everything about CrossFit, absolutely obsessed with it. And then went and did like an introduction course, like a day, kind of beginner's day. And then that was it. Loved it so much. And then I got hooked. I've been doing it for just over 2.5 years now.
That's sick. And the first gym that you tried out, was that the one that you stayed with?
Absolutely. Yeah.
What's your standouts of this article that you just read then?
Just going through some of the notes that I made on it. So I always, one of the things I've always liked about CrossFit is when you see obviously like the top athletes, the ones that you see on like going to the games and stuff like that, I've always noticed anytime I've watched it, there's a very equal focus on male and female athletes. They get paid the same, they get the same amount of attention. If anything, and I think I've said this to you before, I actually in some ways feel people actually look more forward to the women. I actually know of one of the guys in our box. He's super fit, super strong, and he prefers to watch the women athletes.
Really?
Everything I see, I don't know what it is, unless it's like the top male group. I'm waiting for the females to come on. And I love the fact that they do get paid the same, and they're brought up the same. Whereas if you look at other sports, it's just not like that. Even like with athletics, for example, it's something that should be quite neutral and balanced. It's not. You're never going to have a female runner like a Usain Bolt. Like,
yeah,
was it Kellyanne Fraser? Is it her name? She was like a really famous one. Yeah. Marion Jones was famous, but nothing on the scale of the men. Nothing on the same scale.
Yeah, it's an interesting one. Like, I think CrossFit is definitely piqued my interest, but I'm not sure about it just yet. So one of the things that I read in this article is that there's a message to every single man who feels the need to give women advice at the gym about how like equal it is and stuff. Like, have you come across men trying to tell you what to do when you're
Absolutely
in the CrossFit
not.
gym or in the gym?
No.
Never.
Absolutely not.
I've never had that either.
No, I've not had that at the normal gym either. Like, you see people looking, but never to tell me anything. But like when I used to go to a Globo gym though, I'd be like, just like frown on, leave me alone. Yeah. I'm doing my thing. And it's funny because I was reading one of the things they were saying about how the CrossFit box is such a safe space. And it's so true because it's a community. It genuinely is like a family. You don't get creepy men staring at you. Like, I used to see it all the time at the gym, like the way men would be looking at women and It's just not. I saw one guy from trying to secretly film one guy. I was like, what's wrong with you? Like,
what the hell?
Yeah. And it happens all the time, but you would never get that. I've never ever heard of that at CrossFit. It would never happen at the box I go to ever. It's just like one big family, and it is a safe space.
I read that there's a misconception that CrossFit can be cult-like. And it's funny because I think I saw that quite.
CrossFit.
I saw it after it talking about like about a community and very family oriented, like a family kind of thing, in regards to like how you build your communities and stuff. But yeah, like what makes it? Why is it like that? How come they've been able to cultivate that kind of community feel?
I think the cult thing comes from the fact that like everybody has got the same like vision and goals, and just it's all about seeing you improve, and you're so happy to see other people improve and learn new skills and get stronger. Like you've got a PB board, for example, and I know some boxes have a bell, so if you get a PB you ring a bell. Like at our box we have a blackboard, and then you write on it who's got PBs for the month, and it gets posted up on the page. And like it's a big deal when people are hitting new goals. And I think because everyone's on the same journey, and you are being coached, like our coach, she knows everybody. She knows your dog's name, your parents, your boyfriend, your girl. She knows everything about you, like filming you, tagging you on Instagram, like so you can upload. Like it's incredible, and you just wouldn't get that anywhere else. And I think that's where the cult thing comes, because it is very addictive. And you do really get into it, and you watch a lot, so you can't wait for the games and the opens on, and you just love to do it. So I understand what people are saying. We always joke about it, we've got a CrossFit group that like we're called the morning crew, because obviously we're the weirdos that train at 6 o'clock in the morning, and it takes a certain person to do that, I guess. And like again, we're so close, such a close group of people, but we love it, sending each other videos. Oh, look what so and so did today. You just don't get that anywhere else, really.
That's sick though. I do like the sound of it, and I've got a couple more things to say about it. But like, one of the things I was gonna say is that I read about how, and you've just touched on it, about it being about your personal journey and you reaching your goals and taking the focus away from the scales and being more about performance and pushing your body to the limit and seeing how far you can go rather than worrying about how you look.
100%.
So to say.
You're feeding to fuel your body. You can't go and lift heavier and eat 1,000 calories a day. It's not going to happen. Like if you want to be strong, feel strong, look strong, you're going to have to eat. You have to eat. It's as simple as that. And it's taking that away that, oh, I've got to watch this, and oh, I can't have that. It's just having a healthier relationship with food, I guess. And I mean, I'm a person that I've never been someone that's conscious really of the scales. In fact, I look at the scales and I get annoyed if I don't see it going up. Like I want it to go up, but I'm not a big foodie, so I do struggle to take in food and get the calories I need in order to bulk. So I'm pretty much just kind of just stay where I am at the moment. So I'm just trying to find ways that I can do that. But don't get me wrong, there are definitely people and girls who are still conscious about the scales. But again, our coach is very much about, but do you feel stronger? Yes. Well, you are stronger. Look at your PBs. Just trying to change to change that mindset as well.
No, I like that. One thing I'll say is the barrier to entry in regards to the price point. Yes. What's your thoughts on the price? Do you think that it should be priced where it should be? Like, is there a reason behind it?
I think it's probably priced. I've never gone and tried to do the maths around it, but it's probably priced the way it is because of what you're getting. And I personally don't think it's overpriced. So when you look at a gym, you're paying for probably you're going to be contributing towards the rent and just the running of the place and the equipment. But in CrossFit, it's those things, plus you're getting programming, which people pay for, plus you're getting coaching. So you go to the gym and you're on your own. If you want a PT, you've got to pay for it every session, like 45 quid a session. I train, how many sessions a week do I do? Mondays, Mondays, well, sometimes I don't always do my second session at the box, but I usually train twice a day. So I'm getting all those times I'm getting all that coaching that I'm not paying £45 a time like you would be with a PT. So you're getting programming, you're getting coaching. Our class sizes, for example, you'll never have more than like 10 or 12 in a class, and it's for that very reason that the coach doesn't want to have loads of people in there that you can't keep an eye on them. So you don't want people doing crazy things, especially if you've got new people in the class. And some of the movements, like you're doing split jerks and stuff like that, they are movements that you have to have good form, or otherwise you risk getting injured. So I think when you look at it like that, I think obviously some boxes like London, of course, it's going to be more expensive. And it definitely is a thing that you probably do have to be someone with a bit more disposable income to afford to do it. But I know the new owner, Eric Rosa, him and his team are trying to find a better way and for it to be more accessible by everybody. And that's something they are very aware of and they're trying to work on. But unfortunately, like if you're, because it's an affiliate, you pay an affiliate fee, because then you get to the name and all the equipment and stuff like that. So you've got to imagine that that's being paid, and then the running of a gym, which we know it's not a lucrative business running a gym.
Yeah, and I think if you're business minded, you understand. But like, actually, my mom's not doing CrossFit, but she's signed up to a similar type of program. It's a bit more expensive per like 4, 5, 6 weeks, but the classes are so small. She goes about 4 or 5 times a week, and it's like 3 or 4 people, sometimes only 2 people, sometimes just herself. So it's like having a personal trainer. Exactly. And she's like, I wouldn't do all of this stuff by myself. So why would I not take advantage of that? They tell her about her diet and like her nutrition and all this type of stuff. So now, when you put it like that, I'm just going to a gym and paying half of maybe what you're paying, for example, but I'm left to my own devices. I've got no extra coaching or motivation or like that community feel as well, where everyone's spurring everybody on. So I think it's really cool. So what do you most enjoy about CrossFit, and how does it fare for your fitness versus going to the gym or martial arts?
What do I most enjoy? I think I really enjoy the variety of it. So you're learning new skills, and even if you've learned, you can do like all the movements, there's always something you can do better. So holding on for more sets, lifting that slightly more weight, like there's always somewhere that you can continue to push your body. And that's what actually sold me to CrossFit in the first place. I was like, how far can you actually push your body to go? And it's funny because in your head you think, oh, I'm knackered, but no, there's always that extra percentage that you can go in. It is a mental battle, and I really like that, because I definitely know I can see that mental side of things definitely stronger. Like some people will look and go, oh, I don't know how you got on with that workout. And it's like, you don't realize the fight that's happening in my head. Like I want to quit right now. There's been workouts I've nearly walked out of. Like they've been that hard, but I have to talk to myself to stop. So that's a great side of it. I think from a fitness side, because you are pretty much being coached, and you are in a community where you do end up racing people, and you see, okay, who's quite on a similar path to me, right? Okay, I'm going to go against them. And you're only going to get fitter if you're pushing yourself against people that are better than you. Whereas in the gym, you're on your own. Who are you fighting against, you know? So, yeah, definitely.
That's sick. So what else was I going to ask you? So for your own personal goals, what do you aspire to achieve in this space?
So one of the things, obviously everything happens for a reason. I wish I knew about CrossFit a lot when I was a lot younger. I came into it at 32. So that's an old woman in CrossFit terms. So I'm a master's athlete from next year. So I do wish that, and it's a shame because I definitely would have liked to really push to go to the games. However, I could still go to the games, but as a masters athlete. Now, when you look at some of the people that do go to the games as masters athlete, they definitely having time, like their kind of work that they do, or owning a box definitely helps, because it allows them to train around that. So it would be tough for me to do it, but I've seen a lot more stories of people that are working normal jobs or maybe closer to like the open, their works are allowing them to be more flexible for like a 3-month period, and that's helped with their training and things like that. So I would love to be able to go to the games as a masters, and even if that means I don't make it to the masters, I'm 60, I still did it. So because from 35 plus, you're a masters athlete. So yeah, that's my ultimate goal.
Sick. Would you ever own a box? Would you ever push to have
I
one,
would
or are you happy
co-own
to
one.
attend?
I wouldn't. I'd definitely finance a box. I don't think I'd want to run it, but I would definitely back it, because I know how much it changes people's lives, and how good it is for people that you're providing such an amazing community and something for people to stay fit and healthy. So I absolutely would be like a silent business partner in a box. Yeah.
And 60% of CrossFit athletes worldwide are women as well.
Yeah.
So
I only found that out as well from that article. So I've definitely seen, and this is one of the things though, the one thing I would probably say that I would like CrossFit to do more is, one, when we look at DEI, we see that, okay, fantastic, they've got the gender side of things, great, nice and equal. However, I'm not saying that it should be equal airtime, but it would be nice for them to make more exposure for masters athletes, because you're selling how functional fitness, you're allowing people to move well and be healthy. It doesn't matter what age, because there's always a scaling option or an alternative movement to allow someone to stay fit and continue to participate. Yet it's almost like, oh, you're old now. Focus is gone. We only care about the 18 to 34-year-olds. And I don't like that. So I think it would be nice, at least even up to because when you look at some of the athletes, 45-year-olds, they are flipping fit, mate. Yeah. And I appreciate maybe from after that age, things start to slow down a bit. But watching 40-year-olds, 45-year-olds throwing weights around is exciting as well. Yeah. So I just would like to see them, give them a bit more airtime.
Yeah, for real. That's a great point. No, I think CrossFit is definitely interesting. What would you say for people to go? Where would you say to go? Just Google if they want to get in, like if they want to start or they're interested.
Yeah, I'd definitely say if you Google your local box, most of the time you'll find they have like an introduction day anyway. So it's like a half day where you come down, they'll kind of show you a few videos about it. That's what it was for me. I think now it's slightly different now, but one of the coaches who literally will take you through all the movements, because there's lots of movement. There's lots of movement standards and stuff like that as well. So you don't walk into the class and you're like, I have no idea. Right, go and do a thruster. And you're like, what the hell is a thruster? So they take you through all of these movements ahead of time. And from there you'll get a good feel of it. And I know like the box I go to, for new members, you get a few classes free. So just see if you like it, and if you don't, then fair enough. Yeah. So I'd definitely say have a little Google, take a look, go down, give it a try. Do not be intimidated. And this is what I always see people say, I'll go when I'm fitter. You're going there to get fit. You don't need to be fit. That's the whole point, right? And don't worry about doing the weights other people are doing. When I started, I wasn't doing the weights. I couldn't even finish the workouts when I first started doing it.
Bro, I remember when you were in the gym, like, so before you started CrossFit, and like we were talking about the weights and stuff and how far you've come. So like, what's your favorite movement and what's your worst movement? Like when they say, right, we're gonna do X, and you're like, oh, I'm going home. What makes you feel like that?
Burpees. I hate burpees. I hate burpees so much. And it's not like burpees like, oh, down. It's burpees, chest to the floor, stand up straight, hips extended, and feet off the floor, jump back down. It's none of this chest off the floor nonsense. It's a full burpee, and it's savage because they'll usually do it over a bar, like you got to do a burpee, jump over the bar.
I've seen burpee, some of them.
Jump up, touch a bar. Like it's never just straightforward. Or maximum burpees in a minute, or you've got as quick as you can do 100 burpees. Like, oh, I hate burpees, and I used to be terrible at them. Oh my god, I was terrible at them. But I've got a lot better. So now I don't mind them as much because I've learned to be more efficient with it. But I'm not a fan of them still. I'd probably say I don't like toes to bar.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because I've got short hamstring. My hamstrings are terrible, so I can't have that nice long leg, the gymnastic-y way.
Mate, I can't even touch my toes, just doing it on a general.
I can touch my toes, but my hamstrings are just not good, so I have the knee bend and flick. So I'm not a fan of those. I love deadlift. Love dumbbell snatch. Yeah, I just throw that around like all day.
Yeah.
I like that. Yeah, I like doing that.
That's sick. All right, it's cool. So if I was looking to go, I know you said like you'll do the you get introduction, you'll understand the movements and stuff. So what does a typical class actually look like?
So typical class is an hour long. It'll start off with a warm up, maybe some mobility work. You then move into either a strength or a skill, and then into the workout of the day. So and usually most boxes follow a similar sort of programming. You can go on CrossFit's website and they release a workout of the day, which you can use, but at our gym, the coaches do the programming themselves. But for example, at our gym on a Monday, it's squats. So it will rotate between, it's like a strength day. So it rotate between front squats, back squats, and then deadlifts as well. And so you'll go for a cycle. Tuesdays is always gymnastics, everyone's favorite class. Wednesdays is snatch. Thursdays is cleans. Fridays is usually like clean and jerks or practicing the jerk movement. So it's overhead stuff, overhead squats. Saturdays, and then throughout, so on a Monday, Wednesday, and Saturday, they have sweat classes, which are just intense cardio sessions. So either you'll do like a long 40-minute one, or you'll do 3 15 minutes or something like that, but they're intense, usually in pairs as well, partnered up, but there's no heavy weights in it. It's usually lighter weights but more reps. Again, people love the sweat classes. They're like one of the most, gymnastics and sweat classes, the most popular classes.
Really?
100%. Yeah, 100%. And then on Saturdays, there's also a class called Train with a Trainer, so you get to train with the coach, the box owner, Tash, and so that it's called trainer because you don't get coached, you're just training with them, and it's longer session, so it's usually a couple of hours, and it's a lot more intense, but people get intimidated by it because you hear, train with a trainer, I've got to be this level to do it. Not at all, anyone can do it. And definitely it's always nice when you see new people coming in to give it a try. And so yeah, definitely don't be intimidated by things like that. It's even in your box, you see people throwing big weights, don't worry, you'll get there. It's all baby steps. And then on Sundays it's usually like a strength class as well.
And is there somebody that you look up to or you're excited to watch them or anything like that?
In my box or the bigger community?
In your box and in like the CrossFit community? Yeah.
So, and I'd definitely say that because when I first started, I knew I loved it and I knew I was going to go hard with it. So what I would always do in every class, I would find somebody who I knew was fitter than I was, and I'd be like, right, your goal is to now catch up to them and beat them. And then I just kept doing that, and the next person, the next one. There's a few people in the box now. I'm like, yeah, okay, I'm coming for you.
Motivation,
100%. You've got to, because it's got to push you. And obviously, Tash, she's like incredibly strong, incredibly fit, and you look at her and you think, I'm never going to be that fit, but I'm going to try. I'm going to try 100%. So definitely Tash, Jess, like they're so strong. Renee, super fit, super strong. Patricia as well, like the coaches, they are so strong and fit. And of course you want to be the same one day. So they're definitely people I look up to. And then like the big famous CrossFitters, Sarah Sigmund's daughter is my favorite CrossFitter, and I've always said, for me, she's the fittest female CrossFitter to never win the games. Wow. She got really close one year. I think she came second one year, but she's never won it, but she's so damn good, and you just think, how have you not won it? But she unfortunately got injured. She I think it was her ACL she tore. She had an operation, but she's back. So she's going to be competing in the Dubai Championships, which I can't wait to see her back. So she's awesome. Cara Saunders, I flipping love her. Australian. Absolutely love her. Incredible. And her daughter is adorable. Absolutely adorable. Who else do I really like? Annie Thor's daughter, who has been in CrossFit, I think like 13 years competing at the games or something crazy. So like that.
I was gonna ask, like, when did CrossFit come? Is it a long time? Yeah.
It's when did it start actually? Was it 2010? I think it was like with the games. I'm not 100% sure. but yeah, it's been going for a while, and it started out at the ranch, and then they've obviously got bigger and then moved to stadiums and stuff like that. But Annie Thorisdottir, she's competed like from ages ago. She's won it twice, the games twice.
Wow.
She actually just had a baby. She recently had a baby, and she's just come back. She came back and absolutely killed the games after being out for so long. Came third at the games, and then just came second at the Rogue Invitational. She was so close to beating Tia-Clair Toomey.
I have to go away and watch some.
Honestly, Tia-Clair Toomey is the greatest CrossFitter to ever live. In all honesty, when you look at her stats, Matt Fraser was he's won the most titles as a male. But when you look at Tia's stats, I think technically she's like won more events and blah, blah, blah stuff. She's won it 5 times as well. She's unreal.
Do they have, is it split still like women and men?
Yeah, completely separately. Yeah. And they'll have heats and stuff like that. Yeah. But Annie, she just came back, and unfortunately she was just ahead of Tia on the last event, and then they announced the last workout. And as soon as they announced it, I said, Tia's going to win this one because it's lifting. Tia went to I'm pretty sure she lifted in Olympics, but she's a Commonwealth gold medalist for Australia in lifting. Like as soon as I saw it, I was like, she's strong, she's got better cycling with the bars, like she's gonna do it. But Annie was so close. I was like, come on, Annie, please. So I love that, that you can be out, and some people think having a baby and you're not going to be able to do things anymore, but absolutely not. And I love that, because then again, she's now an inspiration to another group of women.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And you got a competition this weekend, right?
I have, yeah. So it's strength in depth in Bath. So it's a 12-person team. There was, I think it was 150 teams competed to get in. Only 70 make it to the actual competition. So yeah, so we made it in. So yeah, it's my first like big team event. I've done a team competition, just like 2 people, and then I did like a charity thing, which is not technically CrossFit, but this is a big competition. There's some big UK names going this weekend. It's nerve-wracking. Amazing to have made the team, because there's so many strong girls at our gym, and it's been intense, and I actually got an injury on my back recently, and I was worried that I wasn't going to be okay for it. So it's still not 100%, but we'll see how it goes. Hopefully it will hold up for the weekend, but I'm definitely going to take at least a week off when I get back. That's this weekend. Looking forward to it. Very nervous, because you don't want to let the team down and stuff like that. But yeah, looking forward to it.
Just jumping in on the injury thing. So I read one thing about how CrossFit is prone to injuries. Is that true, or is that just something that you need to make sure that you're with them?
It's not true. So in fact, you've mentioned that.
Not true.
Let me get some data on that for you. Yeah, you do hear people say that a lot. And I remember our coach actually shared a study that was done, and there is no data that says that you get more injured in CrossFit. In fact, just something, because I had a feeling you were actually going to ask me something about the injuries, because everyone always mentions it. There was something that said here, the clinical bottom line, current evidence suggests that the injury risk from CrossFit training is comparable to Olympic weightlifting, distance running, track and field, rugby, football, ice hockey, soccer, gymnastics. It's just like, it's any other sport. Exactly. You are more likely to get shoulder injuries. They're more common. And that's true. So I've done both shoulders, the rotator cuff in both. However, what you find is it's an ego thing. You end up, it's very easy in CrossFit to get an ego, because you want to go RX, and the RX is the standard weight. So it's, that's the weight you should be doing the workout. And it can be heavy sometimes. You've got to think, as human beings, we stand up on our legs. So we've got good blood flow in the ankles, knee joints, hip joints. They're all really strong, good blood flow. Your shoulder joints hasn't got the greatest blood flow. And now all of a sudden you're walking on your arms and legs, you're throwing weights over your head, and like,
because we operate down here.
Exactly.
We don't operate up there.
Exactly. So you doing all of this, all of a sudden, your body and your joints are not used to being in that position. So what I'd say is, to reduce the risk, is leave your ego at the door. Don't be afraid to start light. good mobility and stability. So my shoulders are terrible because I drive all the time, or I was at the time driving all the time. And I've been sitting at a desk for the last, when did I start working on computers? I've been working 18 years at Amazon, and I've been on computers probably for 15 of those years, just like that. Wow. All internal rotation, karate, boxing, MMA, internal rotation. Yeah. Now all of a sudden I'm being asked to put a weight over my head. And again, just not taking the time for myself, like being told stretch. I'm not doing it. It's my own fault. Yeah. So it's nothing to do with CrossFit. And I think you find, like, I think that study was talking about you're more likely to get injured when you're not being supervised. So maybe you do an open gym or something like that, or you had a niggle, you didn't listen to your body. So yeah. No. I'm
not gonna lie.
Get rid of that nonsense.
Yeah, even me doing shoulder press, it mashes up my arms.
There you go.
It hurts bad. Like,
there you go.
But it's just because
it's not used to it. The body's not designed like that.
Yeah.
But it can be. You can train it to deal with it. It's fine, but it's not initially going to be like that. So yeah. So one question for you: when the hell are you going to start CrossFit?
Bro, I'm an old woman. No, I'm joking. I am nearly old. Everybody, I'm gonna shout out myself. It's my birthday. When you watch this,
happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday.
So you have to go and drop down some love in the comments. Go like, share, follow your girls. But yeah, no. When am I gonna start CrossFit? I'm actually thinking about going and do an introduction, but I do get injured a lot, and I try to play football. That I actually
you get injured all the time.
Honestly, I get injured all of the time. So that's the only thing that is making me, because I've seen you work out and I've seen the videos, and I'm like, I don't know. I genuinely don't know if my body would be able to handle all of that. So, but I love the sound of it. It seems cool, and I know you've made a lot of good friends there, and I think that's what seems so nice about it as well.
Absolutely. Just remember, you don't watch my videos and think that's CrossFit. I never started like that.
Well,
never started.
Yeah, that's true. It's true.
Yeah. And it's a shame, because I always think as well, if COVID hadn't happened, how much further along, because that's a whole year being out. So like, actually, it was our coach actually saying to us, you technically haven't been doing CrossFit for 2.5 years.
Yeah.
It's a year and a half, because you were locked away for a year. So imagine where you could have been in that
you
time.
Pretty much got a gym at your house now.
Pretty much, yeah. There's a lot of things I can't do, unfortunately, and like using the pull-up bar and stuff like the rig, it just depends on the weather. But even just being able to do squats or cycle is better than nothing. But it's not CrossFit. So, but I'm 100% so grateful that I'm in a position that allowed me to be able to afford to buy that stuff and to be able to keep myself ticking over through COVID. And shout out to, again, coaches, gyms closed. That's it. It's closed. You're done. Whereas Tash, she was putting on sessions for us, writing programming for us, and we were joining Zoom classes. And just grab fill this up with water, and that's a weight. That's better than nothing, right? So
it's coming. Everybody is coming. We're gonna put the link in the description. Because you can go get your own journal, Be Limitless journal, right? By the time you see this video, maybe a little bit later, there will be a journal ready for you to buy, and we've got some surprises in there as well.
Absolutely. There was a lot of work. That's a separate video.
That video will come as well, because that's been a process. So you have to go and support us regardless of whatever. Just go and support us on this one. We'll be 100%. Forever grateful.
100%.
Sweet. So that's the end of this episode. Thank you so much for tuning in. Don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe. And if you're on the podcast, Be Limitless Unlocked, do all of the good stuff. Leave a review, share it with your friends, and tell the world about us.
Absolutely. Thank you so much for watching this week's episode. Hopefully it's maybe got you interested in trying out CrossFit. And if you don't even want to do CrossFit, just thinking about any sort of fitness, go and do it. It's so important for your physical and mental health. So please give it a try. I've been your girl, Bex.
I knew knew you were gonna do it. I knew you were gonna do it. I knew you were gonna say that.
Oh, it's because you're always fast.
I know.
I mean, you go. Okay, let's try again.
That is too funny. How did you go back?
I was so confident as well. That was my name. I own that.
Hard. Oh my god. Oh.
Oh.
You know what? Just for the video, we're gonna leave in that clip because that was too funny. As you can see, no, that was so funny. Up and you go, Bex.
And I've been Carly. Thank you so much for watching this week's episode, and we will see you next week.
Peace.